Hello and welcome to another episode of Minimize Regret. In this episode, I want to talk a little bit more about something that's come to light in terms of depression not being caused by a chemical imbalance, which was often the line that was used to promote the widespread use of SSRIs. And this doesn't necessarily mean that antidepressants don't work, but I think it's just another reason not to trust pharmaceutical companies and not to trust large organizations in general, because I do believe that the more power you have, the more likely it is to corrupt you. But the reason I wanted to talk about it is because it's related to something that I've been experiencing. So, one of the reasons that I have always been shied away from these medications is because it seems quite obvious that they, especially if used for a long enough period, will simply change your brain. And that is not inherently a bad thing, but I do think that most people who have used these things for a long time will perhaps not like the way that their brain has changed over time, and they may end up regretting taking these things. And so, while a drug changing your brain is not inherently bad, I do think it's something that you want to be highly skeptical of. Like, is there another way? Can you live without it? Now, from my personal experience, I've been depressed. Um, I don't really have a good solution because my advice is very hard to take when you are depressed. But my advice to get out of depression and to change your brain in a positive way is to take action, engage in any activity, anything that can get you out of the house, doing something and building something. And that is really the way to beat depression. And the reason that's kind of been on my mind is since I've been practicing martial arts for about 2 weeks, and I've been learning a lot and really being challenged and really being uncomfortable quite often, and my body's often sore and hurts, but I love the feeling. But what's so profound about that is I can literally feel my brain changing. Like, the way that I think about things and I approach the world is changing. And I really do think it is in a positive direction. And the fact that I have this activity that I'm working really hard at and is really kind of shaping the direction of my life, at least in the short term, that literally means that I cannot get depressed because I engage in this activity and I'm kind of obsessed about it in terms of like thinking how I can improve and how I can get better. So I know this advice isn't always helpful, especially when you may be at the depths of depression, but if there's any way you can find to engage in an activity and take action, like that really has the potential to change your brain for the better, as opposed to antidepressants, which may or may not change your brain for the better. So, yeah, that's really all I've got for this episode, but I will talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.